All right, people, what's going on? Good late morning. We got some more Seahawks stuff to talk about, and we're doing our Youth Watch Tuesday today. We take a look at the young players on this team, which is basically any player on a rookie contract or equivalent, and we just kind of get a feel for how they're doing, what's going on. Are they providing good value? Are we getting good miles out of the crew? And lately, the answer to that has been pretty consistently yes, but I like to run it through every week and talk about it where it needs to be talked about. So we're starting with quarterback, except we're not because again, thankfully, Jalen Milroe was inactive, and we didn't have to worry about him. So for what, the eighth week in a row, or it feels like 8 weeks in a row, I'm not sure. Jalen Milroe did not see the field, and we didn't have to think about him. We didn't have to worry about him, and we got to focus on these other younger players that are actually helping us win. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. All right, moving on to running backs now. Ken Walker, not really a very good week for him. Didn't run very effectively, less than 3 yards a carry. He dropped a pass. He caught another pass for negative yards. Really surprising that he couldn't get going. You would think against this Atlanta run defense, it'd be smooth sailing. It was not. However, he remains, in terms of Pro Football Focus grade, one of the best running backs in the league. I think he's still top two with Gibbs. And despite the off game, he is still on track to be about as good as he has ever been in this league. He's probably going to give you at least 1,200 yards, maybe around 1,300. We'll see what happens in the next 4 games, but still doing well. And as somebody that has been pretty adamantly against the idea of extending Ken Walker, I'm more open to it than I have been in the past. I remain conflicted, but he's playing well enough to sell me on the idea. Zach Charbonnet, definitely a little bit of a better game from him. He was more effective on the ground. He caught a couple passes. Having an effective year as well overall. I know that it's not as good as Walker, but there's a lot of things going on with Charbonnet that are circumstantial that I feel like are out of his hands. Charbonnet is a player that needs to build up speed and build up momentum, and he doesn't have that opportunity right now for this team because they they don't have the offensive line for it. And even with that, he's probably going to end up with double-digit touchdowns, which he's never had before. He's probably going to end up giving you around 800 yards from scrimmage, which is really good for a backup running back. And a PFF grade's really good too. 81.6 does not come across your desk every day. And Robbie Oots, we got to get Robbie Oots the ball one of these days, by the way. Just one play. Just give him the ball. I don't care if he does anything with it. Just don't fumble it. And yeah, I want to see what happens. But PFF continues to be completely unimpressed with him, which I don't know. I feel like I've watched fullbacks play so little over the last decade that I don't even really know how to evaluate who the good ones are. I guess he's doing okay, but it is worth noting that he doesn't get on the field as much as I was expecting that he would this year, especially this late in the season. And I don't get the sense that his presence is doing a lot to help this running game. So I don't know. Still a part of the identity of this team going forward, but not overly impressed right now. Very impressed, on the other hand, with JSN. 7 catches, 2 touchdowns, almost 100 yards. I know he's off pace now. I know he's probably not going to get the 2,000 yards, but he is still doing phenomenal stuff. And this should be remembered as one of the greatest all-time seasons for a wide receiver. He's doing this on a team that barely throws the ball. 93.3 PFF grade. I know he technically had a fumble, but whatever. Like, do you really care that he dropped the ball going out of bounds? I know I don't. So, closing in on 100 catches. Some of these are carries, by the way, so he's not that close, but he could get there in as soon as one more game. And he is carving his way to being the most prolific single-season receiver this team has ever had. Jake Bobo played a little bit, but didn't do anything. A.J. Barner had a few catches, up to about 400 yards now, by the way. Remember, I'm counting the tush-push yards, or the barnyard yards, which, very valuable. He actually had a successful barnyard on Sunday that didn't count in the stats because it was a offsides he drew. Still really happy with him. Arroyo got targeted once, the pass got picked off, and then we didn't see him again because he got hurt. McDonald did kind of indicate that he might not be playing this upcoming week. He does have a little bit of a uphill battle to make, but there's not much to talk about. He only played 7 snaps, so you're not going to really get anything out of the discussion there. So moving on to the offensive line. Charles Cross, not one of his better days. He gave up a sack. Some people were arguing that he gave up another sack. I don't know. I mean, PFF did give him the blame for 1 sack. The other sack felt like it was more Zabel to me, but however you want to divvy it up, it was not a very good game for Charles Cross. He allowed 3 pressures, including the sack. Did get a lot of credit for run blocking in this game, and the numbers when they ran to his side were pretty good, but he's not having that big breakout Pro Bowl left tackle type year. He's clearly a very good left tackle. Maybe he's not great, and I think that's okay. I don't have a big issue with that. I'm still willing to pay him whatever it takes to keep him because I don't want to get back on the left tackle carousel, but it is worth noting that if you were looking for him to ascend to Tristan Wirfs or Trent Williams level, it's not happening. But I don't think anybody should be down on him because of that. I don't think anybody should be like, oh, well, he's not worth keeping around. Remember how bad it can be, people. Gray Zabel played fairly well, except for I think he did at least have a part to play in allowing a sack. PFF actually gave him a good grade for the first time in what felt like months. So clean. And there are some things he's doing that I think are better. I don't know if I thought that was his best game by far over the last couple of months like PFF did, but good stuff. Bradford, clean game, no penalties, no pressures allowed, grades went up. I mean, it's just so... The consistency is maddening because there have been a couple weeks recently where his run block grade it's been in the toilet, but his pass block grade is elite. Most weeks, I sit here and I say, well, the only reason why Bradford still starts is because he's a decent run blocker, and we just live with the bad pass protection, and then some weeks, it's not even that. So even when it's good, it's still really hard to discuss because it's like, okay, what are we going to get next week? There's no consistency, there's no reliability. Oluwatimi graded very poorly this week by PFF, gave up a couple pressures. I mean, for my money, when I was watching that game, most of the pressure on Darnold I saw came off the edge. So, I don't know. I don't know about going after Oluwatimi to this degree. I don't know if that really lines up with what I saw. I will say the run game, I mean, that's not making a very good case for Oluwatimi staying out there, right? Oluwatimi is out there for any other than the fact that there's an injury to help the running game. So a little bit bumpy there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But moving on to the defense, Byron Murphy picked up a couple of tackles. I thought he played well. For whatever it's worth, PFF did not. But still having a great year. Should be making the Pro Bowl with ease at this point. Making all-pro noise as well. So, great stuff. Nothing bad to say. And he has come along faster than I thought. I'll put it to you that way. I thought maybe he would get here in his prime. I certainly didn't think he was going to get here now. Mike Morris played a little bit, picked up a pretty bad penalty, and PFF grade fell a little bit. Nothing to say. I don't really have anything to say about that. He only played like 7 snaps anyway. There's nothing to say. Linebacker, Tyrese Knight picked up, I want to say, 3 tackles, mostly at the end of the game. He got garbage time, and for whatever it's worth, PFF loved his game, and they've actually graded him really high this year overall, 76. Drake Thomas, 5 tackles, generally playing well. PFF grade good again. Just really, really grinding it out, really playing at a higher level than I imagined. And again, I don't know if he's going to be our linebacker for the next 10 years or anything like that, but it does seem like he can be here for a little while and probably help us. Nothing to talk about really with the young edge rushers. I think both guys played fine. Mafe, Hall, they both did things. They both made their presence known in some ways, but there was nothing particularly over the top this week. There was nothing really impressive. They're both just kind of chugging along at the same level. They're adequate football players. That's literally it. I don't think there's anything else to say. Cornerback, on the other hand, Reek Woolen continues his post-concussion tear. And I'll tell you, this week, not only did he get quite a few tackles, he had 5, but the way in which he tackled and the way in which he came up in run support was really good. And it shows he's made real growth in that area over the last, I don't even want to say couple of years. I'd say even like couple of months. It feels like things have really kicked in a little bit there. And I know he'll never be great at it, but it is good to see. A couple of passes defensed, so active on the back end as well. PFF grade went up, still really, really far down there, but there are a few different reasons why that is, and I think that some of them are just early season stuff. Some of it is PFF being a little bit, mean to him. Well, not mean, but I think they judge things in the wrong way sometimes, and it's cool. And also cool is Devin Witherspoon, who had probably the landmark game of the week for any Seahawk defender other than Nick Emmanwori. Witherspoon, 7 tackles and a pick and 2 passes defensed, and he recovered a fumble. Hard to beat that. Not a lot given up in coverage either, just really, really great stuff. Really, really special stuff happening with Witherspoon. He had a lot to do with the Emmanwori interception, of course, and I hope that people realize how good this guy is playing. He is, according to PFF, the best corner in football. And I don't know if he actually is the best corner in football, but I think the reason why he's not getting a lot of attention is just because he got hurt and missed too much time. If not for that, this guy would be in all-pro conversations, and he should be. The way in which he plays the run, the way in which he comes up to tackle, it unlocks so much stuff this defense does that they could never do otherwise. Like, Emmanwori is doing this as well, but to me, Witherspoon, even more so. Guys like this should not be able to tackle like this, but he can. So you see them doing what they do against the run, despite not playing the run super over-the-top aggressively. Pritchett, I think he played 1 snap and then did some special team stuff, not much to say. Safety, Kobe Bryant, couple of tackles. For whatever it's worth, PFF did not like his game at all. And it was because he missed a lot of tackles, which he did. Bijan is a heck of a drug. I don't know what else to say. If you're a safety and Bijan is coming up the gap, and you've got to make a tackle on him in the open field, you're gonna miss. And of course, the man of the hour, Nick Emmanwori, picks up, 6 tackles, a pick, and of course the pick is a pass defensed. Did some work as a blitzer, had a sack. I think he had another pressure as well. He had the blocked field goal, of course. He had a tackle for loss. You got the full Nick Emmanwori experience, and I mean, it's a great experience. I'm thrilled about it. Good stuff. And I don't know. I already made the video talking about Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know if he's going to do it, but he is. All that really matters is that he's a player that I'm really excited to see grow over the next few years. And once you iron some of these things out in his game, because there are things to iron out, physically, there's no reason why he can't be the best safety in the league, or the best nickel corner in the league, or the best box safety in the league, or whatever it is he's going to be. He can do it all, and he can do it all at a high level. Okay, that's it for Youth Watch Tuesday. Great stuff. Really excited. Hope everyone else is as excited as I am. More videos coming soon. All kinds of stuff coming. We're going to do the Pro Football Focus defense video. A little bit late this week, but we will do it later. Go Hawks, and see you guys soon.